Hello everyone, my name is Night Sniper. I'm coming here live on Resident Evil Code Veronica. Last time we started playing as Chris after an unknown message from Leon. Thanks to him, Chris set out his own adventure to find and rescue his sister Claire from being captured. But now, give me one moment. Okay, sorry about that. As I was saying, Chris searched all over Rockford Island, but unfortunately there was no sign of Claire. But fortunately, Chris did encounter more zombies and everything else. Not to mention, also encounter Wesker, who somehow survived the explosion of the island. But thanks to Wesker, he kinda accidentally informed him that Chris was in the Antarctic. So fortunately, after scoping around the island, Chris managed to find the key item to get a jet and head over to the Antarctic and managed to rescue Chris managed to get to a plane and get to the Antarctic. But fortunately, by the time he got there, Chris was being ambushed by more creatures. But not only that, after scoping around, we managed to get enough equipment and everything to defeat some creatures. But, however, Chris and the other Chris managed to find Claire, but no sign of Steve. But unfortunately, Claire and Chris just were happy to be reunited. However, Alexia was still on the run, trying to defeat them both. But fortunately, Chris and Claire tried to go chase after her, but unfortunately, one of Alexia's tentacle plants attacked them, and which caused them to be separated. Fortunately, Claire decided to go find and rescue Steve before it was too late. But fortunately, Claire found and managed to find Steve, but it was already too late because Alexia injected him with some of the Veronica virus. And in the end, Steve turned into a monster and tried to kill Claire. However, fortunately, Claire managed to run away and managed to escape, but one of the tentacles grabbed her and tied her up, fortunately causing Steve to try to kill her with an axe. But fortunately, as soon as Steve was going to finish her off, somehow most of his humanity stayed within him. And in the end, Steve managed to break free from the control of the Veronica virus and set Claire free. But unfortunately, The tentacle attacked Steve somewhere in his stomach, and fortunately, Steve turned back to normal, but unfortunately died at the very moment. He fought towards to the end, protecting Claire. And now Claire is heartbroken that the person she truly cared about died. Meanwhile, back at the main hall, Wesker managed to find Alexia and tried to demand to give him the Veronica virus, but Alexia refused and decided to transform into her true form. But unfortunately, Wesker tried to fight her, but Wesker's was no match against her blood burning attack. So Chris was out there to fight Alexia. But fortunately, Alexia is still alive and still wandering around somewhere on the mansion. And that's where we last left off. So now it's time for the grand finale to finish this game once and for all and see how we're going to do. So, without further ado, let's get this over with. Let's get this started, and let's finish this game once and for all and take out Alexia once and for all. But the real question is, what about Wesker? Because fortunately, he's still on the loose. But for right now, we'll deal with Wesker later. For now, Alexia is the main target. So, yeah. Alright, so let's begin and finish
Resident Evil.
Code Veronica. Alright. Our next priority is to find and reunite with Claire. Great. That's where Claire went, but there has to be another way to get to her. Azumi. So, while I'm trying to figure this out and trying to figure out how to get back to Claire, how are the tests going on today? Or I'm guessing you two haven't started yet. Because, like I said, for 1 week, I just need you two to test out the whole website or app or whatever it is. So that way I can start continuing with the planning. So that way I can start inviting our other friends. What the? This room again? No, wait, this one's the same, but it's different. This is the exact same room as Alfred's. A red and a blue jewel. Wait, that tiger statue I found. Better go back to it. first... Hold on. Let me go back into that room again. Because I just remember something. If that room is almost like those the same, there has to be another way in. Nope. Okay, never mind then. I thought I found something, but never mind. Alright, better head back downstairs to make sure. Those two are definitely the keys, but how do I get them both? Maybe there's some kind of switch somewhere on here so I can get those two. Must be something that I'm missing, but what? Wait, maybe... Okay, let me try this, for example. Maybe if I try... No. I should probably double check those rooms again just to be sure I didn't forget anything. Okay. At least I don't have to go all the way back. Still doesn't work. Okay, there has to be a way how to turn off this thing. Because I need to get all of the jewels. There has to be... Maybe if I turn off the power? hopefully that should do it. Should be able to get both of the gems now. Great. Of course, the rooms can only turn on by power. But since I unlocked the door, I should be able to get into that other room. There we go. I don't think I had to restore power again. I don't think so. Alright, let's go put those jewels back in and see if we can access them. Okay, well, I got what I need, but I still need to figure out a way how to get to Claire. Cause I got golden dragonfly, but that still doesn't show. There has to be another way to get to Claire. Unless because I know I saw this. Out of the rooms, but where am I missing? Wait, that room I didn't go into when I unlocked that door. Aha! Bingo! This is where Claire went.
Claire? Is that you, Claire?
Chris?
No! The door won't open. Hey, is Steve with you?
Steve, he...
Listen, Claire. We have to get out of here immediately. Can you unlock it from the inside?
I can't. Chris, there should be a self-destruct system somewhere. If you activate it, all the electronic locks might be deactivated.
I hate to hear a girl cry, but there's no time for that. Once we escape, then you can release the tears. Alexia will go down. She's not getting away with this. She's too dangerous to be left alive. We need to find her and exterminate her once and for all. Looks like this is up to me now. Looks like it's time for the final fight, but not yet. I know Alexia is hiding around here somewhere, but for now, it's time to prepare for the final fight. So it looks like I'm gonna have to be ready for this. I must select my weapons now, because this might be the last time I'll be able to get to use my weapons. To you, but to me, it's heroic. Alexia cannot remain alive. She has to be taken down once and for all. Better choose my weapons carefully, because there's no going back. Okay. Let's end this. You know, after all this adventure and after all the passwords, even though, because right now I don't even know the password, but let me guess, with this whole facility and everything that's happened, I'm gonna guess this is the password. No, I didn't spell it right. Oops, okay. Okay, yeah, I didn't spell it right. There we go. But yeah, I'm guessing this is the password. Ha! I knew it. Because they kept saying, Veronica this, Veronica that. So obviously, the password has to be, and this is the whole title of this game, Code Veronica. Hello? Ha! Should have never exposed the password from the beginning.
This facility will detonate in 5 minutes. All doors are now unlocked.
Of course. Come on, let's get out of here.
There you are.
What are we gonna do?
Okay, turn the key clockwise simultaneously on 3.
Got it.
One, 2, 3.
Initiating energy injection. Warning, the safety valve will not be released until charging is complete.
I'll keep her busy. Just go for the emergency elevator.
Chris, but...
I can take care of this. Just go.
You have to make it. Don't die on me.
Oh no, you don't. So, you decide to reveal your true form, huh? Okay. Let's do this.
This facility will detonate in 5 minutes. All doors are now unlocked.
You made it!
Facility will detonate in 5 minutes. All doors are now unlocked.
force.
This facility will detonate in 5 minutes. All doors are now unlocked.
Gotcha! That takes care of her.
Chris!
Move.
Claire! No!
Wesker.
Chris!
Well done, Chris. It turns out that Alexia's work wasn't much of anything. So now, the only thing left is revenge.
Let her go, Wesker! You don't want her.
Fine.
Claire!
Today's a good day. I came for Alexia, but killing you is even better.
Sorry to disappoint you, but Alexia is gone.
That's no longer a concern to me. I have Steve to work with.
What?
Steve.
In his body, there's still a living T. Alexia virus. Steve should be a good specimen. Maybe he'll come back alive, just as I did, and be able to see your sister again.
You freak!
Don't you touch him!
I'm sorry, dear heart, but my men have already taken him.
You get out of here, Claire.
But what about...
As a surviving member of STARS, I have to finish this.
Remember your promise.
I'll end this once and for all. Say hello to my comrades who you've killed.
I don't know where you get your confidence, Chris.
The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel evacuate immediately. The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel evacuate immediately.
Sure, I'm not human anymore. But just look at the power I've gained. Magnificent, don't you think? Nice try.
Wesker.
Today's your lucky day. Next time we meet, don't count on another.
Next time.
Until we meet again.
Chris, where are you? Chris!
Hey, you know that I always keep my promises.
Chris, promise me. Please promise that you won't leave me alone again.
I'm sorry, Claire, but it's not over yet. There's still something we've got to do.
You mean...
Yeah, it's payback time. We've got to destroy Umbrella. Now, let's finish this once and for all.
Well, it's come to an end. However, you guys are probably wondering, what did Wesker do with the Veronica virus? Well, he didn't use it for himself, because you know him, he already has the virus in him, and the Veronica virus is basically useless to Wesker. However, he did give it to someone, and if my partner is smart and has a good memory, now who would have the Veronica virus and who would... Because Claire, she's done with the Veronica virus. She doesn't have to deal with it again. But who do you think has the Veronica virus left over? Because it's not Wesker. Because I'm not going to reveal much, and even though if I could stream it, I can't. Because it's not available on PlayStation. But I know the answers. But I'll let you guys take a wild guess, but this is only to my partner. But anyways, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, actually no, 0 all the way to this game is done. The way how we played the original, how Resident Evil was originally made back then, is done. The camera view of this has come to an end. 5 down, 10 more to go. But so far, what do you guys think so far? I'll wait. I agree. And I have... True. However, you should also know, what did... I already asked you guys this. You want to know what Wesker did with the Veronica virus that he extracted from Steve's body? You know who he gave it to? Well, all the answers await, because I cannot stream it, even though if I did, I can't, because unfortunately I would need a capture card, or I don't know, something like that. But fortunately, if you guys want to know what happened to the leftover Veronica virus that Wesker stole, well, I'll give you just one simple hint. Well, no, I'll give you 3 hints. After this, after the situation that Claire and Chris escape, Claire informed Leon, and Leon learned everything about Code Veronica. But somehow, that's the first hint. The second hint, Wesker gave the leftover Veronica virus to someone. That's the second hint. And the third hint, Leon and someone else has to deal with it. So I'm pretty sure my partner knows what I'm talking about. If not, I'll wait for his response, because I'm giving him approximately 2 minutes to respond. If nothing, then I'll just say it. Because try to think. I already said the 3 hints, so let's see if you can figure it out. Then say it. Who you think those people are? Because just say it, man. Who you think they are? Because if you're saying William, no. William is dead. So who do you think he would give the virus to? Nope. You're incorrect. Not Excella or Sadler. Because Sadler and Wesker... Because Sadler doesn't know about Wesker. And Wesker stole Las Placas. So, obviously, there's no way Wesker would join forces with Sadler. And Excella, sure, she may be his partner, but in the end, Wesker betrays her. So, I guess I shall reveal it. If you guys want to know what happened, because in order to figure out what really happens to Cold Veronica, because all of it was destroyed, but Wesker stole it, correct? But after he stole Steve's body and extract the remaining Veronica virus within his body, Wesker gave it to someone. All the Veronica remaining leftover virus, he gave it to one person. And that leaves to one mission. The mission that Leon and someone else that joins him on that mission. Or should I say something else? Because if my partner remember correctly from the remake, and I really thought they were going to make a remake DLC of it. If they did, that would have been reveal everything. But unfortunately, it's only in one game, The Dark Side Chronicles. It reveals everything about the remaining Veronica virus. Because, and my partner would remember playing The Dark Side Chronicles, the Veronica remaining leftover virus, the story remains in one story. The story where Leon and someone else fights the man who has the leftover Veronica virus. And that mission is known as Operation Javier. The mission where Leon and Krauser fight and look for Javier. What happens in Operation Javier? Well, if any of you guys didn't pass The Dark Side Chronicles, I suggest play it, because I would stream it, but it's unavailable. But now, the next Resident Evil game, the original Resident Evil 4. Not today, but tomorrow. So if any of you guys did not miss it or did not get a chance to see it, this is another time to see the original Resident Evil 4, because that is coming up next tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. However, I still got 2 more other streams, so stay tuned for that. But anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe. So peace out, stay safe, and once again, if you guys want to know what happens to the leftover of the Veronica virus, play Darkside Chronicles Operation Javier. Leon and Krauser. That's all I'm going to say. Peace.